And now, ladies and gentlemen, Suzanne Dressler is not married with children.
Let me see, let me see. He wants me to come back to him. When could that day be? March, September, June, November. You tell him from me. Never, that is the word I use. Never, that is the word I choose. Tell him you really tried. Tell him that really I'd rather die. Never, never is much too quick. Never, he makes me much too sick. Let him save his own hateful hide. Let him know he's so hateful I'd rather die. Never, I hear that his failure has been fantastic. Never without me, I hope he does something drastic. Never, it's his turn to suffer alone in sorrow. Never, and that means forever, not just tomorrow. Never, that is the word I seek. Never, that is the word I shriek. Never, tell him you heard it here. Tell him you heard it clear. Tell him if he walks through the door, I will trample him to the floor. Tell him I'll strangle him. Tell him I'll mangle him. Go back with him. Here's my reply. I'd rather Sorry I'm late.
I'm used to it. Let me guess, the subway took forever?
Yes, actually, some poor guy had a heart attack and they had to keep us there forever. It was really sad.
Sure. So, can I ask you why you wanted to go out with me again? Didn't you tell me not to call you again last time?
I think that's a little bit overdramatic, don't you think? I just thought it would be nice to get to know each other better, see how things are going.
Right. Well, work sucks. It's draining my soul. I have hardly any personal time, and I need to find a new apartment by the 1st of the month. Take a look at the menu so we're not waiting forever, and we'll shoot the shit after.
Time out. How is it that a 35-year-old woman with a perfectly good head on her shoulders continues to find herself out on dates with assholes like this? I came to this city to follow a dream and to build a future for myself, and this is where I wind up. I guess the only way to get any kind of answer is to jump deep inside Suzanne Dressler and find out what the fuck is going on. So I was born in the suburbs of Connecticut, and by the age of 5, had found the passion that would drive everything I did. Some girls dream of being ballerinas, some girls dream of being doctors. I dreamt of being the headlining act at the Hot Box Club. I was obsessed with the film version of Guys and Dolls. The costumes, the accents, Marlon Brando. The dancing, Marlon Brando. Cuba, the gangsters, Marlon Brando. It was everything a 5-year-old could dream of. Faith Prince may have won a Tony for her Adelaide, but I was winning the hearts of my family with my pitch-perfect rendition of Take Back Your Mink. Like, right, Mom? Yeah. She had me do it for everybody. What she didn't realize she was doing was planting the seeds for a possible career in stripping, which didn't happen, don't worry. And she was also opening the door to my biggest love of all, the theater. I mean, I had it, the voice, the moves, the accents. Who was gonna stop this runaway hit? There is greatness in me, it shall be revealed. There is greatness in me, it can't be concealed. I'm going to hold the nation, tear down more doors than carry nation. The hoi polloi will all agree. There is greatness in me. The speeding train that was my passion for performing hit its first roadblock when I was 10. I became terrified to sing in front of people. Also at 10, I got a visitor that was much too early for anyone's comfort. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yes, in 1989, this fifth grader learned what her period was. My entire future was on the brink of disaster as a friendly game of hopscotch turned into a mad dash for the bathroom. So my mother sat me down and explained to me in only the way a mother can, just think, Suzanne, when all your friends get their periods, you're gonna be a pro. They're gonna be coming to you for advice. Train is back on the track. I am amazing. There is greatness in me, woe to ye who doubt. There is greatness in me, time will sort it out. Though I don't look like Rosamund Pike, I have the gift that all men like. Why is it thus no one can see? There is greatness in me. The hair. This hair. This Rudy Huxtable hair. Add to that zits, glasses, chubbiness, and let the self-hatred begin. Adolescence and I were not friends. And I watched all the girls around me who were skinny with their perfect hair and their perfect skin. I was known in middle school as the fro girl. The one all the boys teased, I know, the one all the boys teased incessantly. My parents took notice of this, and my father would say to me, Suzanne, do you have eye makeup on? No, I just have on a little lip gloss. Really? Because it brightens up those Shayna Oygen, those beautiful eyes. He always knew exactly what to say to make me feel special and loved. I mean, who else was gonna tell you that you don't have to be skinny, because all men really care about, Suzanne, are tits and ass, so why don't you just shut up already? It's true, he did. I might have been a little older when he said that, but he did. He made me feel like I was ahead of the population and everyone had to catch up with me. Next stop, anything I want. There is greatness in me, it would make you sob. Having greatness in me, it's a full-time job. Though my resources may stretch thinly, I can run circles around Mitt Romney. I'm more electable than he. There is greatness in me. If a woman dares to act like a man, she is labeled insane. If a woman dares to think like a man, she's a grief-inducing pain. But I am not a suffragette. I'm a woman through and through, and yet this woman, if she's called upon to fight, will fight for her unalienable right to the greatness which I must protect. I have greatness in me. I am God's elect. I am a work of bold ambition. I am my own world's exhibition. I am not an easy thing to be. I will tempt my fate. Watch me and you wait. I will show the world the greatness in me. Ooh, the chicken looks good. I'll have that.
Well, I'm not the waiter, so tell him when he gets back.
I will. Thanks.
So, how are things going with your theater stuff? Do you still do that, or have you finally decided on a real job and career?
Things are fine. Thanks. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Can you just tell the waiter I want the chicken when he comes here, please?
No sweat.
So, the time came for me to decide what I was going to study in college. I knew I had a desire to keep performing still, but I had a love for academia and I wanted to expand my knowledge. I had looked at colleges throughout the Northeast, and that's when a voice started to call. A dangerous voice. A voice that could send me to the promised land or the fiery pits of hell. There's a boat that's leaving soon for New York. Come with me, that's where we belong, sister. Nope, I'm going to Emory in Atlanta. You and I can live that high life in New York. Come with me, there you can't go wrong, sister. Nope, I told you I can't, I won't. I'll buy you the swellest mansion on Upper Fifth Avenue. And through Harlem we'll go strutting, we'll go a-strutting, and there'll be nothing too good for you. I'll dress you in silks and satins, in the latest Paris style. All the blues you'll be forgetting, there'll be no fretting, just nothing but smiles. Come along with me, that's the way. Don't be a fool, come along, come along. Oh, fuck it, what the hell, I'm going to New York. There's a boat that's leaving soon for New York. Come with me, that's where we belong, sister. That's where we Good song, right? So New York City, obviously it is. And I'm a student at Barnard. My intellect will thrive at Barnard. My talents will expand at Barnard. My curls will be perfectly acceptable at Barnard. Yes, okay. It's like half Jewish. I found myself singing in an a cappella group that I loved. I was writing for the Columbia Spectator, and I had my own column called Dancing Queen. Oh. He liked that. I was clearly in my element. The only thing that could steer the train off course was, at that time, completely unthinkable. But that's the thing, right? It's when everything's perfectly aligned. It's the perfect storm for disaster. In my junior year, my best friend and my confidant and my biggest fan left me much too soon. My dad suddenly died. In the span of an hour, on a freezing and rainy Tuesday afternoon, half of me was gone. After finally becoming the woman he always said I'd grow into, my dad wouldn't be there to see me continue to blossom. I found myself unable to sing for 6 months. I no longer had my voice now that my duet partner had left me. These tears I've cried 1,000 oceans. And if it seems I'm floating in the darkness, well, I can't believe that I would keep you from flying, and I would cry 1,000 more if that's what it takes to sail you home, sail you home, sail you home. I'm aware what the rules are, but you know that I would run. You know that I will follow you over Silbury Hill, through the solar field. You know that I will follow you, and if I find you, will you still remember playing at the trains, or does this little blue ball just fade away over Silbury Hill, through the solar field? You know that I will follow you. I'm aware what the rules are, but you know that I would run. You know that I will follow you. These tears I've cried 1,000 oceans. And if it seems I'm
floating in the darkness, well, I can't believe that I would keep you from flying.
and I would cry 1,000 more if that's what it takes to sail you home,
Sail you home,
sail you home, sail you home. Sorry about that. Did the waiter come by?
Yep, chicken is on its way.
Great.
I was thinking while you were gone, you're pretty cool, Suzanne.
Aw, thanks. That's really sweet of you.
I like your independent style, your spirit. You kind of make your own rules.
Oh, thanks. I try.
So, you wouldn't mind splitting the check then? This place is stupidly expensive. Your chicken was $28 for chicken.
He's hot. He's single. He's Jewish. He's hot. He's single. He's Jewish. Oh, shit. So, at this point in my life, things began to change. I had just graduated college, and I now had the task of supporting myself. Yay! I threw myself into everything I could find. No job was paid too low, was too demoralizing, or too exhausting. I needed money. Pennies or nickels or dimes, we live in perilous times. I don't ask you to treat me nice. I'm not asking for friendly conversation. I'm not asking for paradise. All I'm asking for is change. So my first job was at a neurologist's office on the Upper East Side. They were flexible with my schedule, and they paid me $15 an hour. This was the dream job, and I had it. So what if my boss took every opportunity she had to remind me of her mafia connections? Suzanne, I'm not saying I'm in the mob or anything, but if my sister says one more awful thing about my dog, I'm putting a hit out on her myself. So what if she kept a brown paper bag underneath her desk because her psychic, Juliana, told her it warded off evil spirits? This was a job where I was making $15 an hour and getting ready to conquer Broadway! Hit me, but don't kick my shins. I'm where your heartache begins. Please, folks, do not spend time with me. I won't ask you to treat me like your mother. I'm not asking for sympathy. All I'm asking for is change. It's amazing how easy it is to cry your way out of a Time Warner bill. It's true, trust me, try it. It works every time. Verizon, not so much, but Time Warner, they're really nice. Throughout my 20s, I was constantly struggling to make ends meet. I often had to borrow money from my mother, which really put a strain on our relationship. I was catering, which I loathed. I was a waiter for about a month, and after dropping 2 trays, realized it wasn't for me. I was at about 4 to 5 different temp jobs, including Vogue. I listened to people complain about Rachel Ray's hair as I fielded phone calls for the Food Network. Being broke sucked. There was nothing glamorous about it at all. I was ready to be a Broadway star, for fuck's sake. Where was my production contract? Where was this future I came here seeking out? Hate the government, kill the mayor, it's not fair how lives evaporate, change the system that made us what we are. I don't ask for hugs, I just need money to buy more drugs, and if you folks pay, I'll go away. They'll never be. notice what I'm wearing. I could care less for things like that. All I'm asking for is change, change, change. So New York is pretty much what everyone thinks, a royal pain in the ass. The only place where I felt I could pursue my dreams, but a huge pain in the ass. So while traversing this new life for myself and still kind of wading the waters of my dad's passing, a new situation, let's say, manifested itself. I knew that death could materialize in different stages, denial, stages of grief, but what no one told me was that I was going to become a massive hypochondriac. We're talking WebMD, type in the symptoms, out comes a brain tumor. Oh my God, wait. An ankle tumor? You can have a tumor in your ankle? I think I have the flu, or it might be cancer too. I have a bad case of gastritis, or it could be hepatitis. Is it hepatitis A? Is it hepatitis B? Is it hepatitis C? Or a combo of all three? It started with a fever, and then I got the chills, and it's only gotten worse since I took 400 pills. I just need to see a doctor, get some blood work and x-rays. I just need someone to tell me that I'm not gonna die today. Hypochondriac, that's the word they use. Hypochondriac, the diagnosis that they choose. Hypochondriac, I don't imagine what I feel. Who could have this many symptoms and not one of them be real? Hypochondriac, say it's all in my head, but if you do an MRI, you'll find a tumor there instead. When I feel a little nauseous, it's not just a stomach ache. I mean, I have serious diarrhea. That's not something that you fake. When the bone feels discomfort, I wonder where it's broke. When my head starts to pound, then I'm sure it's a major stroke. Oh my God. Shit. Hypochondriac, it's rheumatoid arthritis. Hypochondriac, it's acute appendicitis. Oh, please just be bronchitis, not cerebral meningitis. Having too many x-rays can cause a tenodermatitis. What is your prognosis? Is it hysterical neurosis? Is it my heart or my mind or some crazy symbiosis? So, please do your best. Run every single test. Let me cross the diseases off the list. Then Google. Oh my God. 30 more that might exist. Yeah, sure, we can split it.
Thanks, I appreciate that. Going Dutch is underrated. Hey, I never realized how pretty your eyes are.
Aw, thanks.
Like, really pretty. What are they, blue or green?
They're blue.
Very nice. They remind me of my ex. She had big, beautiful blue eyes like you.
Don't you wish life were an app sometimes? Swipe left, swipe right. Dating in New York is bullshit. Oh, yeah, I know, yeah. You know it, Chris. Aren't you married? For like 30 years? Didn't you tell me that the other day?
Married twice, dated a lot.
Okay. Fair enough, fair enough. So, in a city where almost everyone has to be self-absorbed to some extent, it's a wonder that two people can ever make a connection, let alone keep a date without postponing it. Everyone's looking for the next best thing. Somebody had told me that at this stage in my life, I would not be married with children. I would have thought he or she were crazy. But I, along with so many other people on this island, seek out and hope for the unattainable and wind up dating fools in between. My career is in the theater, so there goes 90% of the men I encounter whom have no need or want for what I have to offer. I just assume they're all gay, so why bother? But I have kept myself open to online dating, mobile apps, blind date setups, you name it. Maybe I was ruined at an early age. I came from a home that was overflowing with love, so a relationship seemed like the easiest thing in the world. My parents were married for 30 years before my dad died. My dad's parents for 50 years. My mom's parents for 70 years. I know. My grandma Pearl used to say to me, "You have to find the right man to marry. Marriage in life is tough enough. You need the perfect partner in crime for the adventures. If there isn't enough love at the beginning, believe you me, you're doomed." She even told me once, "I love your grandpa more at 70 years of marriage than I did on my wedding day as a 20-year-old woman." I know. So during World War II, they were newlyweds and they had there are hundreds and hundreds of letters they wrote back and forth while my grandpa was stationed abroad. And I'm gonna read one. You can see the original. I know. To Private Benjamin Van. Yes. I know. It's very sweet. Okay. We're going to read parts of it, not all of it. Sunday, December 26, 1943. Darling Angel Booby. I don't know what. I never heard them call each other that, but... Before I sit down to write, I think of so many things I want to tell you, but when I actually have the pen in my hand, I don't know what to say. Then she goes on to say, "I fixed up the bedroom today with the satin bedspread, drapes, and all the fixings. It looks just like a dream. It's the kind of bedroom that belongs in the bridal suite of an expensive hotel. And it was our bridal suite too, darling. It's almost 2 years now since we first slept together in that bedroom as man and wife. You were so wonderful, darling, so sweet and considerate. It's things like that that make you the swellest guy in the whole world." No. Don't cry, Mom, don't cry. It's her parents, don't cry, Mom. "And now we have a darling son that's the image of his daddy. I only hope he'll be like you in other ways besides appearance. The girl he marries will be as lucky as the girl who married his father." I know. And then she ends it by saying, "He claps his hands and says, 'Dada.' He's trying to sing the song, 'Clap hands, till Daddy comes home.' I wish I knew when Daddy were coming home. Please take care of yourself, dearest. Your adoring wife." I know. Hundreds of these. Some of them are a lot more risque. I'm not kidding. It's like, let's just keep them in storage. It's true. I also had the unique experience of watching my mom date a year and a half after my dad died. My initial reaction was not exactly that of a supportive daughter. When I found out she was being intimate again, I called her a fucking slut, hung up the phone, and called my aunt, hysterically crying in DC. This is 100% true. And she actually tells everybody this story because she thinks it's really funny. It's true. I came around eventually and realized that she deserved to have a life of her own and be happy. And it was actually really healing for me to see my mother channel all the love she had for her my dad into a new and fulfilling life with my lovely stepfather. Yay, yay, right? Yes, yay, woo! I mean, how amazing was she? I can't believe I was being such a bitch about it for a year. She was getting more action than I was when It's true. I'm sorry, Mom, but it's true. She might still be, actually, but that's all. I'm sorry I have to say it. But it was actually, I have to say, I consider myself very lucky. It was actually really beautiful to watch her maneuver dating at a later stage in life and to see her resilience until Shelley showed up. And she always says to me, it is never too late for love, even if there's a lot of heartache, it's always worth it. You agree, Loretta? Why do people fall in love? Don't we know love is full of dangers, letting loose our foolish hearts in this world filled with perfect strangers. Maybe this time you will find the moon will treat you kinder. Yes, I'm sure that I recall. That's the reason people fall. Love is needing to belong, right or wrong. When you feel the fire, love is living in midair, young and rare, on a sky-high wire, hoping this time it will last. You feel your heart beat faster. Yes, I guess that I recall. That's the reason people fall in love. Taking chances you would never take. When wide awake, you risk it all. Half afraid he'll only break your heart. Still you will close your eyes and simply fall. Why do people fall in love? Are we fools with no hope of winning? Or perhaps we always see one last chance for a new beginning, holding on and letting go, but never really knowing. Well, I guess that after all, that's the reason people fall in love. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and say what nobody else says. Being single and going to weddings blows. It's so true. I mean, I am so happy for my friends who have found their lifelong love and want to make it official, but there is a lot of crap that goes with it. Weddings are expensive. I have shelled out thousands in dresses and gifts and hideous shoes I will never wear again, something that a struggling artist has no business doing. I have been ushered to the table with the old Jewish relatives or the one other single girl. I was at a wedding recently, and this guy, if you could call him that, actually said to me, "You look like you're single. Why don't you go up and catch the bouquet?" What I wanted to say to him was, "Yeah, well, your wife looks like a damn troll, but I don't make comments about that, do I?" But I didn't. I just did what every other single person at weddings do. I just kept drinking. I mean, really. Yeah. And it doesn't end there. You know how they say, first comes love, then comes marriage, then comes baby. And if there's something worse than a blushing bride, it's a pregnant woman. Pregnant women are smug. Everyone knows it, but nobody says it because they're pregnant. Effing son of a gun. You think you're so deep now, you give me the creeps now that you're pregnant. I can't count all the ways how you speak in cliches now. So, do you want a boy or a girl? Oh, we don't care as long as it's healthy. Really? Because I don't see how those two things match at all. I mean, one thing has no. As long as it's healthy. I can't wait to hear someone say, don't care if it's brain dead, don't care if it's limbless, if it has a penis. Pregnant women are smug. Everyone knows it, but nobody says it because they're pregnant. This Zen world you're enjoying makes you really annoying. So, is it a boy or a girl? Oh, we know, but we're not telling. What are you gonna name it? Oh, we know, but we're not telling. Who's the father? Oh, we know, but we're not telling. Bitch, I don't really care. I was being polite now that you have no life now that you're pregnant. You say you're walking on air. You think that you're glowing, but you have been hoeing and now you're pregnant. You're just giving birth now. You're not Mother Earth now. Pregnant women are smug. Everyone knows it, but nobody says it because they're pregnant. Effing son of a gun. You think you're so deep now. You give me the creeps now that you're pregnant. I know what you're all thinking, and you would be 100% correct. I'm jealous. I want these things for myself, so I start to view them with a tinge of annoyance, and don't think for 1 second that I won't be just as annoying when I'm on the other side. She sounds like a great girl.
Yeah, sure. You know, the worst part about it is that when we first met, she was...
Silly me, look what I did again. I found what I want is what I cannot have. I didn't mean to be so predictable, but I blame it all on who made you irresistible. And it isn't something I need till you tell me I can't. Why wear my heart on my sleeve when it looks so good in your hands? My heart breaks in a heartbeat, and you storm me when you come and go. The taste of something so sweet should have warned me about the undertow. Oh, I couldn't find a better man to let me go. But I've been here before. Have I come back for more? Another chapter in the history of wrong guys. Yesterday, no spark, no heartache galore. But today I'm feeling something I just can't ignore. Charlie, honestly, I've been hurt like this before. The history of wrong guys. Chapter 1, he's a bum. 2, he's not into you. 3, he's a sleaze. 4, loves the girl next door. 5, loves the boy next door. 6, loves his mother more. Or is bald and fat and lives on Long Island and has 3 kids. Or is 60 and lives in Jordan, the country. Or is 19 and wrote me on OkCupid, because that's really gonna go somewhere. Charlie, honestly, how can you surprise me anymore? I can see there's more to you than what I always thought, but I won't be burned anymore. The history of wrong guys. Clarity comes in the oddest of moments. And as I sat there, looking at this man's chiseled jawline and staring into his beautiful eyes, I realized that I have been pushing myself in the exact opposite of the future I so desire. Relationships are not about looking good on paper or being extremely attractive. Relationships are based on the foundations that I grew up with. Love, trust, friendship, compassion, all the attributes that filled my home and made me the woman I am today, and frankly, the woman I love. And I guess when you have a foundation like that, you just have to keep building the structure brick by brick, moment by moment, and realize that in the right scenario, when you look at your home, of course, you'll be happily married with children, and check to make sure that they don't have ankle tumors. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Suzanne Dressler. Not married with children.
Eddie Schnecker. Amazing Eddie Schnecker. Will Perez, the voice of God and the voice of the asshole date. Yes, Eddie. Thank you. I just want to, before I leave, I don't think Joseph Macchia is here tonight, but he kind of arranged for, he produces the Metropolitan Room, so I want to give him a big thank you. My amazing musical director, Eddie, my unbelievably, brilliantly fucking talented director, Eric. Woo! My wonderful acting teacher, Kimberly Vaughn. My wonderful voice teacher, Dr. Carol. And the man who made this all possible, who for some reason has always believed in me and pushed me to do this, Bruston Manuel. It's all about you. It's all about you, Bruston. It is. So thank you, and I'm gonna go drinking now. So.